Hi, I'm back. It's been a minute. I've been gone for a while. Glad to be back. Just things got a little nutty in my life. There's moving happening. It's the whole thing. But also that means I haven't been fully entrenched in all of the drama. So I'm a little bit concerned about reacting to this video because I don't know that I have all the information, but we're going to go with it and see how we do. Also, my jaw's clicking. I can hear it. I don't know if you can hear it. If you can, I'm really sorry. I can't fix it. Don't know why it's doing this today, but it is. So the video I'm going to start with today is one of Amberlynn's more recent ones called I Shouldn't Admit This, Zachary Michael and Deleting Comments. Let's Talk episode 1. Oh, she brought the bar back. That makes me happy. Yeah, I don't know that I fully know all the information about Zachary Michael, so I'm a little concerned, but I know some stuff. All right. And also, just so everybody knows, I watch her on 1.25 speed because I can't at normal speed. I can't do it. Wish I could. No, I don't. Okay, let's go.
Hey guys, welcome to a new video. So this series is called Let's Talk. I have done this before years ago. It's definitely just a series where...
Oh, she's doing the sunglasses thing again. You know what? Okay. So, wow, 8 seconds in. Reaction channels were like, why with the sunglasses? You think you're doing a look, you're not, you don't go outside, whatever. Why are you wearing sunglasses on your head? And I thought that was silly because I forget my sunglasses on my head all the time. But when you're recording, you tend to be aware of what you look like. So she is leaving them on purpose, which is whatever. But I like this shirt. It's floral, more floral.
Where I can communicate and correspond with you guys. So unfortunately, my channel has thrived, but also died on a lot of different speculation, and I want to change that. I want to use my voice in situations where I normally wouldn't, and I want to continue using my voice in situations where I already have. This is just a place for you guys to get to know me more, maybe in areas that you never would have, a place for me to be accountable, to clarify and deny, and just an overall correspondence between you and me every single week. So the reason I want to do this is because there's always questions, rumors, speculation, just things that people are, for the lack of a better word, obsessively asking me about. And it kind of goes in cycles where it's like there's like 5 huge things that people are talking about ad nauseum. And
sounds about right. 5 sounds right. There's the X's, washcloth, Zachary Michael. I'm assuming your diet and something else. Yeah, probably. I don't know if we're breaking the X's into like separate categories, but okay.
And I think this is a good opportunity. Maybe I can answer those 5 things or whatever it may be. But regardless, I feel like my channel is very parasocial, let's be real. And there's always some sort of speculation or always some sort of topic that people are like, Amberlynn, why won't you talk about this? So this is going to give me the opportunity to do so if you guys bring it up, of course. So I have structured the series into a special format and I'm really, really excited. So the first section is always going to start with sweet and sour. So sweet and sour is just going to be a random comment generator from the Let's Talk prior.
I'm just going to double check and make sure I do. I just wanted to check and see if I actually had her on 1.25 speed, and I do. Okay.
So obviously, since this is episode 1, we're having to skip that part. But I came up with sweet and sour because you never know what kind of comment is going to pop up. Can it be a sweet comment or can it be a sour comment? Using a random comment generator is going to give me a wide variety of comments instead of just like going based off of like the top ones where I pick and choose, etc, etc. So this next section I'm calling Sippin' Community. I know, I'm very clever. Thank you. So this is where I read from the community tab that I will be posting every single Monday. So it gets time for the questions, and
I have heard about these segments.
Anything that you guys need me to speak about, for them all to just fall under that community tab. And then after Sippin' Community, we're going to be doing the Linterview. Yes, I know, more cleverness.
Okay, the Linterview? I don't hear like Linterview, I hear Linterview, like clothing lint.
From your girl. So the Linterview is where you guys are actually interviewing me with your voice. Yes. So I told everyone over on my Instagram, send me a microphone emoji so I can accept your request.
Okay, so I just had to rewind, so there might be a little weirdness. I would like to... Am I dumb? Doesn't the community thing and the Linterview, isn't that kind of the same thing?
Then after Sippin' Community, we're going to be doing the Linterview. Yes, I know, more cleverness from your girl. So the Linterview is where you guys are actually interviewing me with your voice. Yes. So I told everyone over on my Instagram, send me a...
So the only difference is like community is her community tab and Linterview is on Instagram where they can use voice memos. So you hear them asking questions, I guess. Oh, she's just doing... Amber, let it go. she's just doing this because there's always chatter about her. Well, chatter. As far as I mean, there's a lot of talk, I'm sure, but Mr. Snowflake says it a lot that she just sends herself these questions. So she's just trying to like prove once and for all that she's not sending them.
A microphone emoji so I can accept your request, and that gives you the opportunity to send me a voice memo asking any question you want. So I have not listened
Great.
to any of them. It is going to literally be live, real reaction. I am very nervous. So if you guys want to go to my Instagram for next week, literally go to my Instagram at hectic.amby. Send me.
Why are you nervous? Is it live? Because if it's not live, you can just edit it out. Ridiculous.
A microphone. I'm going to send you a smiley face emoji back, and then you can send me a voice memo because Instagram has it to where you can only send me a voice memo if I accept your first message request. So anyways, after the interview, the next section is called tea or tail. So what this is going to be is I am going to clarify rumors that I have heard through the grapevine, and I'm going to tell you, yeah, that's real, or no, that's actually not true. And then the last section is going to be bad choices. And I just remembered I forgot to actually bring the cards over here, so I need to go get those. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. So bad choices is just a bunch of really hecticonic questions. So I'm going to be choosing 5 of those and answering them. So I know this introduction was super long. We will not be doing that in the future videos. I just kind of wanted to talk about what the series is about. So let's get into it. Okay, sadly, we are skipping over sweet and sour because I can't do it. And we're going to go straight to sip and community.
I don't want to.
Have you considered that your refusal to do inpatient treatment could be linked to a drug addict's refusal to do rehab? No, because I actually think doing inpatient would be fun. I know a lot of people are going to be like, fun, that's really the adjective you're going to use for that. The only reason why I choose not to do inpatient is because it is extremely expensive and I have a job. Not only do I have a job I have to do to keep the roof over my head, the electricity running, and the food in my fur baby's stomach, but I have fur babies that need to be taken care of. I know the I's could be dot and the T's could be crossed. Like my mom could probably watch my fur babies, but like it's the job thing for me. If I was to be able to go into inpatient and be able to vlog my whole
I'm sorry, but the amount of views she would get, in my opinion, if she went into inpatient and came out thinner, don't love that word, can't think of a different one right now. Whatever. Like, just admit you don't want to go and you have control issues. It's fine. The thing with inpatient is it's controlled as far as I know. So you're giving up a lot of control. And I don't think you're the type of person to ever want to do that, but specifically about this stuff.
Experience and upload, still make an income so I can still pay my bills, then I would do it. Why is it okay for you to make assumptions about ZM's mental health, but when your audience does it, it's mental health shaming? So I've never really made an assumption about his mental health. Months and months ago when I said, whoa, what a quinky dink, Zachary Michael's mental health gets bad when I take a break from YouTube. I think that was my way of just being like, okay, if you can dish it, I expect you're gonna be able to take it. There have been times where he has mocked me about my mental health or a heartbreak, a relationship, just some.
Okay, I've watched a lot of Zachary Michael's videos and I don't ever recall him being mocking. Like he kind of jokes about Amberlynn being so invested in these relationships that are very short and like moving on so quickly, but I don't think they've mocked her. So, but also like they've given you so much sympathy where you probably didn't necessarily deserve it. Yeah, whatever. The whole world's about you.
Some way that I was feeling. I have felt mocked. I have felt hurt. I'm allowed to feel that way. And in my brain, I was like, okay, he's been doing this for years. Now it's my turn. Have you traveled the world since breaking up with Beck? No, but I have traveled. I have went to Oklahoma. I've went to Wisconsin. I've went to Tennessee. I've went to Michigan. And I forgot to say, I've been to Illinois since then. Chicago, hello, a Billie Eilish concert. And I've done things that I wouldn't have. So based on your physical health and your track record for change, what do you estimate your life expectancy to be? And what will you do with that time? So this is kind of like gruesome, but based on how I feel and the things that I go through, probably somewhere in my 50s, and I feel like early 50s. I don't know why. Like that's when my grandma died. Actually, it was when she was 51. But like the number 53 keeps popping in my head and slightly 54. That's a very gruesome question. And what will I do with that time? It depends. Like, am I trying to better myself, whether that be physically, emotionally, mentally, etc., which is where I'm at right now?
No, you're not.
Or am I just going to just flop like a fish and not care about anything? I want to say it's.
I feel like we're in fish territory.
This
and have
here.
been.
So by doing
forever.
this over here, that means I might see my 60s. I think regardless of which one I choose, I'll never see my 70s, and that's kind of a sad reality. How does it feel knowing you've been stuck in a time loop for the last decade?
Could.
When your watchers have graduated college with masters, gotten married, etc. The world is evolving around you, yet you haven't changed a thing. So first of all, to those who have graduated college with masters, hell yeah! props to ya. But I do want to say everyone's timeline is completely different. Some people get married when they're 18, some people get married when they're freaking 62. You know, more people than you think have very routine, boring, everyday lives. Like they get up, they shower, they have their breakfast, they head to work, they come home, they have dinner, they relax, and that's that. Like a lot of people do have that life, and I think that we just need to be grateful to be alive regardless. Just because someone is married versus someone who isn't, that doesn't make one of them better than the other versus someone graduated with masters versus someone who didn't. It doesn't make one of them better than the other. I have my accomplishments. I have
That's true, but like I think the question is like you're pretty stagnant in your life. Is it weird that like that's not the same reality for a lot of the viewers? But whatever. I don't think she would ever admit that she's been stagnant. I have. Like it's okay. It happens.
have things in my life that make me extremely happy, but this is my life and my routine. I've been stuck in a time loop when it comes to my weight. I will admit that. But when it comes to like growing and bettering myself,
I don't know if she's been stuck in a time loop because I feel like it just keeps going up.
I have not been stuck in a loop.
Bummer.
10 years ago, I could not have ever imagined myself not only being single, but living by myself. That would have never happened. 10 years ago, I could not imagine myself making amazing money, using my own debit card, being able to not only take care of myself, but my fur babies, having a roof over my head. If I want it, I buy it. If I need it, I buy it. I never imagined having that type of life. Yes, I suffered with BPD 10 years ago and I still do to this day, but 10 years ago, it was way worse. In that, I never imagined being able to be by myself and enjoy.
10 years ago, your BPD was way worse. Beck? What about the way you treated Beck? That wasn't 10 years ago. Damn, what did you do to Crystal? What did you do to Destiny? What are you talking about? Holy hell. Dude, why would you? You know what? Okay. All right.
Enjoying alone time because I was always so, oh my God, I need my partner and like I can't be alone ever.
I don't like it when she does this. I find it frustrating. Whatever, it's fine.
Not even for 5 minutes. And now
Girl,
I'm
you're
alone
the
for
same
days
way.
and days at a time and I'm okay. So you might see it as a loop. I don't. You know your comment section is public, right? Why lie about getting so much support? We can all see what people are saying to you, Amber. So I get a lot of private support, which I completely understand because when someone supports me publicly, they get actually bashed and attacked, and it's really sad. For some reason, the haters cannot accept that there are people who actually like me and enjoy my content, and they can't accept a different opinion than theirs. So I get hundreds.
Okay, I believe it. I just like, do you know why? Do you know why they get hate for watching you and liking you? It's because you're a terrible person and you haven't changed. You just continue to be a terrible person. And people are like, how can you support this terrible person? It's not the haters that are the problem, dude. Some of them, I'm sure, are a problem, but like, damn. All right.
Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of DMs weekly of people who are very, very supportive because they can't do that publicly. So when I say thank you for the support, I genuinely mean it because the people who message me on Instagram are also watching my videos and these videos are also for them. All right, so this is the last one. Bah ha 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 ha. You are literally deleting comments. I was reading one in the middle of it. Poof, it was gone and it's nowhere to be seen. So I didn't delete any comments on the community tab because I wanted to go into it completely raw. YouTube actually has a section where they automatically do it themselves. If something is a little too hecticana, for the lack of a better word, it goes into a completely different section and I have to approve the comment,
Right.
but I never look at those. So you're never going to see that comment again. All right, so the next section is the interview.
So bad. Please come up with a different name.
I am so nervous. All right, let me get to my Instagram. I am beyond nervous. Take a deep breath. It's gonna be fine.
Girl,
Okay,
you're
here we go.
recording this.
If you didn't have the obstacles that you have in your life, I'm thinking specifically about your weight or maybe some of the trauma-related obstacles, what different twists and turns do you think your life would have taken? Let's imagine you didn't do YouTube and you didn't have childhood trauma and you didn't have your weight standing in your way. Where would you see yourself now?
Okay, so if I didn't have childhood trauma and I didn't have these weight issues, where do I see myself now? Honestly, probably like in LA. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really know what I'd be doing for a job or anything like that. Like, I don't like to hype myself up too hard, but I feel like I would be an attractive person if I was thin. I mean, I think I'm pretty now. I mean,
I will say, I do think Amberlynn's pretty. She really does think she's like really special. That's crazy. Because you know, LA is like, she wanted to be an actor, which is why with the crying, I think she kind of likes the fake crying because she's like exercising her acting abilities. Dude. The amount of people in LA that are probably really great at acting and don't make it.
I mean, sometimes I feel super ugly, but my mom like is gorgeous. She was super gorgeous when she was younger. And I know without all my extra, I would look very, very different. And I think I would really be successful in LA. I don't really know what I would
A
be doing,
model?
but I think I would be thriving. I have
I feel like she's hinting at model or
a feeling I
actor.
would be thriving for sure. And I know a lot of people are gonna be like,
Doubt.
Amberlynn, why did you bring up like what you would look like? It's because sadly, society is shallow. And I feel like people who are more attractive, they get further in life and they're treated better, etc. Okay, let's do another.
Okay, so you know
I mean, sometimes. I think it depends on where you're, like, what you're doing. Whatever.
how there's the butterfly effect theory of how like one insignificant moment.
Oh my god. Also, sorry. Ugh. You also have to, like, work hard at stuff, though, to get places, generally speaking. And she doesn't do that. So what is she? You don't just get handed stuff. Like, I'm sure there's some folks that do. But, like, God, you think you're so special.
Moment in your life could change the course of the rest of your life.
Yes.
Do you know or can you you know how there's the butterfly effect theory of how like one insignificant moment in your life could change the course of the rest of your life?
Yes.
Do you know or can you pinpoint like what significant or insignificant moment or event happened in your life that if you could, you would go back and change and maybe speculate how it could have changed the course of the rest of your life?
So I do have one particular moment in my head, and I don't know what ways that it would have changed my life. Obviously for the better, it would definitely be interesting to see. But like I have gone through so many things, so many like isolated, separate, traumatic events to where I was gonna come out effed up regardless. But the first thing that I think of, which trigger warning SA, so I'm just gonna like say it, have something pop up right here, but I was when I was 7 by a cousin, and I feel like there's a lot of heaviness with that topic. Like I feel like that probably did do some damage to my brain and just the way that I am.
Okay, so Snowflake, Mr. Snowflake, has put out a thing where, because she has 2 different stories. I think there's a good possibility that she is telling the truth about this. Mr. Snowflake says because there are 2 different stories, like Amberlynn says it was 2 different people that did it. I guess. Okay, so Mr. Snowflake is like, can't be true because you said it was your father's friends, then you said it was your cousin, and then you also said your father's friends did other stuff or something. I think there's a world in which it could have just been the cousin, so I'm not believing this. I believe you, is what I'm saying.
Because I know a lot of people who experience SA, especially as a very, very young child, they end up with like a lot of issues. And I think about 600-Pound Life, where I relate so much to some of these people, because in the beginning of every episode, it's the same way. You know, it's the shower scene showing, you know, how much they eat at one time, which is definitely exaggerated, but that's a different subject for a different time. But they always talk about, you know, their past and probably what made them the way they are. And a lot of people go through SA as a kid and end up really, really large. So I know that like I've gone through so many things in my life, but I feel like that was one of the first memories that I have as a young girl that was like very, very traumatic for me.
Hi Amber, thank you so much for accepting.
Sorry, I was just shaking my head because I'm like, I don't know if she's trying to say that that's the thing that caused her to be the size that she is now, but I feel like, no, I don't know. That's just my personal gut reaction to it. I feel like it's probably other stuff. I mean, that probably didn't help. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Whatever.
Accepting my request. I just wanted to ask you, if you could talk to yourself 10 years ago, what would you say and what advice would you give? And also, if you could see yourself 10 years in the future, where would you like to be? And how do you see yourself? Again, thank you so much.
So 10 years ago, I was 34. So I, without a doubt, would tell myself, lose weight, girl. Like, you're going to get cancer in a few years, so you need to lose weight. You need to go to the gyno regularly, and you need to know the YouTube game. So let me sit down, write down a bunch of notes for you, and I'm going to teach you the YouTube game to where you can play the YouTube game. You can have fun with it, but you can also stop yourself from sharing certain things that you shouldn't share. And girl, you also have BPD, so go to therapy now. Like, there's just so many things that I would tell myself. So if I could see myself in 10 years from now, I will be 44. I hope that obviously like I weigh a lot less. I hope that like my health has improved, my mental health. I can't even imagine myself in the 40s. Holy, that is weird. I hope that I'm married. I know that sounds crazy because I said I don't ever want to be in a relationship again, but fuck it. A decade from now, I hope that I'm married. I hope that I'm happy. I was about to say, I hope that I still have wasabi and Twinkie, but
don't do that math.
Okay, my heart just broke.
Oh, God, she's so annoying. I don't even have anything to say to that. I'm just, whatever.
Moving on. Okay, so this is the last one.
Do you think you'll ever do ASMR again? I'm not gonna lie, your old ASMR videos, especially the like candy bowl imaging one, has been a guilty pleasure of mine for like the past week. Sorry if this had to be weight related. That's just been living rent free in my brain.
Make a second channel and do ASMR there. because we don't want to hear it.
Oh my god, I live for that question. You know how many people actually tell me that they like my ASMR videos? Like, it genuinely shocks me. I actually don't think that I will ever make like a separate ASMR video again. I think majority of people actually hate it, but a lot of people do like it, so I appreciate that. All right,
I mean,
now it is
probably.
time for tea or tail.
I'm not looking forward to this one.
So rumor number 1 is you cannot be diagnosed with BPD by a psychologist, let alone one that doesn't specialize in BPD. That is a tale. That is a big, big, big tale.
I don't
So
know
you
if
can be
that's true.
diagnosed with BPD by a psychiatrist, psychologists, and by social workers. And they do not have to specialize in BPD in the same way like if you're diagnosed with
I don't know. I don't think social workers can diagnose you, but okay.
depression or you're diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Like you don't have to be like
Canada.
a specialized like psychologist just for those things. All right, rumor number 2.
No.
Amberlynn lied about when she posted her
Yeah, I don't think you can get diagnosed by a social worker.
pictures to Snapchat. That is also a tale. That is not true. So
I'm almost 100% sure you can't. Okay, so sorry, this one was she lied posting ER pictures. She wasn't actually there.
in my reaction to Salty Crab, where I was talking about like so many people didn't believe I had cancer, so many people didn't believe that I was rushed to the ER and that I was gushing blood and blah, blah, blah. I mentioned the times where I posted my blood pictures on Snapchat, and I also mentioned where I literally showed medical confirmation, like my medical paperwork in a YouTube video. And I jumbled all that nonsense together in the reaction, and I saw a couple people where they were just like, oh my god, Amberlynn's lying. Like, she didn't even post like those pictures until like May, but then it was like actually June where like she showed the medical stuff. And yes, that is true. So in the Salty Crab reaction, I said during that time, and I also said in the impulsive state of mind that I was in. So I'm talking about 2 different incidences, which is the Snapchat photos, the medical paperwork YouTube, that happened within different months, but it was the same head frame. So what made me post the Snapchat photos was people were like, Amberlynn, that's not true. You were not rushed to the ER gushing blood. And I was like, oh yes, I was. Here's proof. And then me posting medical paperwork was because people were like, Amberlynn, you were never diagnosed. That's not true. And then I was like, well, here's proof. So both of those
That's so gross. I mean, maybe it's not. I don't know. I guess I would have had to have been there, but like, it feels weird to me.
instances was just me not being able to regulate my emotions, me not being
That's
able
fair.
to like ignore the shit. So instead it made my like impulse instinct, like it was gone. I had 0 impulse skills. Like I was just like,
yeah, I believe that.
I'm gonna show this. I'm gonna show this. I couldn't
Okay.
regulate myself. But
Okay.
thankfully since then I have
I
gotten
believe you.
better with that. Am I perfect? No. I think that's a reason why I have stopped like demeaning myself in certain areas. People are like, let me see the BPD diagnosis. People are like, let me see proof that you have a kidney that's 6 millimeters big. And I'm like, no, like I have boundaries and I respect my boundaries. In the past, no, because I was bad at regulating, still am, but better. And that's just like another way of like showing that I have improved as a person.
Whatever.
Because in the past, like
No, you haven't.
crying hysterically while showing my medical records is crazy work. And like posting on Snapchat such gruesome photos is also crazy work. And that is something I would never do now. Rumor number 3, which is the last rumor, Amberlynn uses a filter when live streaming from her laptop. That is also a tale. I'm literally
Okay, so Salty Crab showed some of the live stream in which Amber's referencing a live stream subtly, not so subtly, whatever. In the live stream, she had to switch from her computer to her phone, and apparently it was very clear that there was a serious lack of filter on the phone. So it was very clear she had been using a filter on her computer. Who cares, dude? Like, what? I just don't understand why you care so much. God.
literally a boomer when it comes to anything like that. So the reason why it looks so different on my laptop versus on my phone is because the iPhone, I have the newest one, is literally crisp clear, as you guys can see. But my laptop literally sucks, as you guys can also see, because the internet's always shutting down and I'm always having to restart. You can literally tell that the webcam is super blurry, so it has nothing to
Do you want to hear my theory? I have a theory about okay, so apparently her live stream died like 3 or 4 times and she was drinking a pineapple. This is my conspiracy theory. I don't actually believe this, but it'd be funny. Her live stream died. She was drinking a pineapple White Claw. My conspiracy theory that I don't actually believe is that every time her internet died, she got a new pineapple White Claw. Wouldn't that be great? I really don't believe it, but I kind of want it to be true. I want to
do
have
with a filter. I wouldn't even know how to
too.
put that on there. Literally, when I go live, I click on YouTube, I click go and down, and I'm always having to restart. You can literally tell that the webcam is super blurry, so it has nothing to do with a filter. I wouldn't even know how to put that on there. Literally, when I go live, I click on YouTube, I click go live, and that is literally the end of it. All right, now we're about to do bad choices.
I don't want to play this game with you.
So by the time that this whole series is done, maybe I will have answered every single one of these questions.
Oh,
I'm just
God,
going
I
to
hope
randomly
not.
choose 5 and let's get into it. Have you ever told a friend they were being cheated on? I'm having to think. I don't think I've ever had to do that. No. But my memory does suck because last night in my live stream, I couldn't even remember the fucking high school that I graduated from. It was crazy. All right, next one.
I forgot about that. That is very suspicious.
In the past 30 days,
she did go to community college. So, like, did she just get her GED? I don't know. Is that what you guys call it too in the States? We call it something else, I think.
have you sent or received a sext message? So in the last 30 days, no.
I don't want to know.
Number 3. So this is like an all play question.
Also,
so
I don't believe you.
It's just me. So I'm gonna ask it as if it's just me. Could you go a month without masturbating? The answer is probably no. I mean, if someone
I don't want to know this, dude.
was like, don't masturbate for a month, like, I bet you, like, okay, I won't, but like, why would I? Number 4, have you ever apologized after sex? I'm sure I have. I don't know what for, but probably something. All right. Number 5, have you ever had a
I doubt she's ever apologized in her life.
sexual partner who turned out to be gay? Well, I am gay, so that makes my partner gay. All right, so that is the end of the first episode of the series.
The thing would have been to say, like, you ever had a sexual partner that turned out to be straight or whatever.
I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Obviously, there are so many more voice memos, so many more things we could talk about, but I don't want to make this video super long. There will be another community tab for you guys on Monday. If I missed your question, just repeat it. And as the time goes on, we'll see. Maybe some of this will be taken out. Maybe no one likes the interview, or maybe no one likes the tea or tale. I'm sure you guys do, though. Maybe eventually I'll add something new or take something out. It just all depends. See what we all like and how we enjoy it. But I hope that you guys did enjoy this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.
What did I watch? What just happened? So she's doing the same stuff she always does, but now with titles. That's exciting. I don't know. I have to end this video really soon because we're way over it. Oh God, I just like, that was my thing. You wouldn't share those photos now. And yet, what were the last 2 questions? 3 questions? Could you go a month without masturbating? Have you sexted in the last 30 days? And have you ever, like, we don't need to know this. And I don't think anyone wants to know this. But boundaries. Ugh, gross. Anyway, it's not gross because it's her. It's just gross because I find it gross. It's just weird. It's weird. It's very much like teenager vibes. I don't know that I would do this as an adult. I wouldn't have done it as a teenager online, maybe with friends. But like, it's so weird. Why do you want me to know this? Like, I get it. You're a sexual being. Congratulations. So was like almost everyone else. I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. I do know why. It's because she wants us to know that she has the sex. Cool. I would have believed you the first time you said it. The first time you ever talked about it. You didn't have to keep talking about it forever. For years and years and years. Gross, dude. I'm very pearl clutchy. Just for me, when it comes to this kind of thing, I would feel, I think, the most uncomfortable talking about this online. I wouldn't answer these questions. So I'm confused. But whatever. Boundaries. She has boundaries. It's fine. I'm just going to leave it. I hope this is one of those things that fades away really quickly because, like, I can't. I hope for all of our sakes this doesn't continue. I should have a better hope than that, though. Let's do this. I hope that in the last little while, if you've fallen off track with a thing, I hope that if you have fallen off track with something, like I have with this, that you're able to jump back on, even if it feels weird. And like, I hope you don't like let that guilt stuff play a part in your brain, if that's an issue for you. It was lovely seeing all of you. I'm seeing all of you. It's just lovely to be here. Anyway, I love it when people leave comments. It's super sweet. And if you liked the video, feel free to subscribe if you feel like it, or comment, or like the video, or anything. It's all good. I hope you have an amazing day or night or whenever it is that you're watching this, and I will see you shortly. Bye.